This video would not be possible without the support of my lovely little ones on Patreon. To begin, I'd like to describe the goals we're going to be working to achieve with today's session. If these goals don't interest you, or if you don't feel safe and comfortable with them, you can simply make the choice to stop listening and find a different experience to enjoy. You are always in control of your trance state, and any suggestions you hear will only apply if you feel safe and comfortable accepting them. The goal of today's trance is to train you to enjoy the experience of being depersonalized and to assist you in attaining a state of mind where you see yourself as an object to be acted upon. This is distinct and separate from degradation and humiliation. You can still believe that you have worth and value, even while operating under the belief you have no agency or will. There are no specific hypnotic triggers I'm asking you to accept. We're going to teach your mind to recognize situations that are invitations to enter a state of disassociation and objectification, and to enjoy these experiences when they occur. This is more flexible and open-ended than a trigger, and may result in you entering dissociative states unexpectedly, although, again, only when it is safe and comfortable for you to do so. Although there are points in this session where you may be encouraged to pay less conscious attention to the hypnotist, there are no direct amnesia suggestions incorporated into this session, and no suggestions or triggers that are intended to be forgotten after the session is over. Even so, spontaneous amnesia does happen to some people during hypnosis. If you enjoy forgetting your trances, your mind is going to work to make that happen. You have permission to remember or to forget as much of this session as you want, again within the boundaries of what is safe and comfortable for you. This session contains instructions to disrobe and masturbate. If you believe you will have difficulty resisting these instructions, please wait until you have some privacy to begin. If you do not feel safe or comfortable following any of the described suggestions or instructions, this would be a good place for you to stop. Otherwise, please get comfortable for me so that we can begin. It's important to understand as we begin that many people are strongly attracted to erotic hypnosis precisely because of the inherent appeal of objectification. Society often places a high value on independence and autonomy, which can make it uncomfortable at times to admit an attraction to surrendering your agency and sense of self. But it's not that unusual at all. You can value the right to make your own decisions and still honestly say that sometimes it feels a little too much like work. It's okay to say that. We all feel that way sometimes. Just look back on your day today from the very beginning when you had to decide whether to get up or to hit the snooze button on your alarm. You were faced with a host of decisions, some large, some small, some easy, some very difficult, but every one of them required your conscious active input, from the clothing you selected, to your meal choices, to your plans for your daily activities. Each one of them used up mental energy as you weighed the pros and cons in each alternative and force yourself to accept the responsibility of your irrevocable choice. It's almost exhausting just thinking about it. All those decisions, all those options, and every single one of them relying on you. The more you go back through your day, the more you notice how much work it was to make all those choices. They seem to weigh heavier and heavier the more you consider them, the more you examine each alternative and wonder whether you could have done better. Could you have worked harder? Did you need more rest and relaxation? Was that the right outfit? Was that the best meal? Did you need to go to work today? Did you have to stay home? It's all important, and that very importance is what makes it such a burden on your weary mind. It's enough to make you want to give up on deciding completely for a little while, to let someone else make these decisions for you, so that you don't even have to think about them. And the less you think, the more relaxed and peaceful you're going to feel, as all those burdens and thoughts and choice will float away and out of your mind, leaving you wonderfully empty and relaxed. You can already picture how wonderful it would be to give up control completely for a while, to let go of even the self that makes those decisions, so that all you need to do is instinctively, automatically, mindlessly follow instructions, just like a toy, just like a plaything. It's fun to play with a toy, but it's even more fun to let go and become a toy for a little while, isn't it? Of course it is. If you like, you can imagine the trance state as a little shelter inside your mind, a blissfully empty space that your conscious can enter whenever it feels safe and comfortable to do so. You can go inside whenever you're with someone you trust, whenever you need a break from the weight of all that thought, all that independence. You can give it to someone else and simply let go for a while. We can construct it together. If you like, we can envision together a little quiet room in the deepest part of your subconscious, where you can keep your sense of self while you're not using it. And as we do so, you'll find it becoming more and more real around you. Perhaps you can picture it as a blank white room, quiet and free of distractions. It's okay if you want to give it a different color, like a gentle pink or a soft, soothing blue. All you need to do is imagine the smooth, empty walls around you in exactly the shade you want, and it will happen. Perhaps those walls curve gently, like a cocoon, neatly and easily enfolding your mind in gentle, peaceful repose. Perhaps they stand up straight and tall, keeping you safe and comfortable inside, while holding out the rest of the world. However you want to see this space in your mind is just fine. It belongs to you. A safe and quiet, calm place for you to rest while the world outside keeps moving. Perhaps it has a bed or a chair for you to rest on. You're in here to rest after all, to give up the exhausting burden of all those tedious thoughts for a while, and simply obey. Maybe you can picture your conscious mind reclining, or even lying down, relaxing so deeply and thoroughly that even the idea of your ideas are sleeping now inside your mind. You can let your conscious mind take over the job of listening and following instructions for a while. It's okay. Your subconscious knows how to move your body when you're doing something you don't need to think about, and your subconscious knows how to pay attention to the world around you when you're relaxed and focused on something else. Let it do its job. You just focus on your soft, quiet space. And you can picture a window if you'd like. If you want to observe what your body is doing, watching your actions from another vantage point through the thick glass. It's okay to envision yourself looking through that window and seeing everything happen all on its own without any input from you at all. You are only an onlooker when you stare through that window, just an observer of your body's actions from the deep, safe space of your own quiet movement. You don't need to tell your body to do anything. Just watch, and you can always add a pair of curtains if you want to relax more completely and not even know what's going on outside your quiet room for a while. And most importantly, there's a door. You can imagine that door as a sturdy bank vault or cozy oaken panel or whatever it is you'd like to imagine. But there are two very important things that are true of every door to everyone's quiet space. The first is that the door seals perfectly. Once the door closes and you go into the quiet space in your head, making it more and more real and vivid as you concentrate your conscious mind on it completely. There's nothing from outside that gets in. You can see it if you want, through the window onto yourself, but everything else is left behind. The person outside the quiet space is just a plaything, just what's left behind when you're not there anymore. And the second thing is the key. The key is always with you, always inside your quiet space and always able to unlock the door and let you out when you need to. Your subconscious is very good at keeping you safe, and it knows what makes you feel safe and comfortable. If you ever need to use the key and let yourself back out, for whatever reason, your subconscious will let you know, and that door will always open to release you. Nothing can ever keep you in your quiet space when you don't want to be there. It's a safe space, it's a comfortable space, and it belongs to you. Knowing that, you can picture your hand on the door. You can relax, knowing that once that door closes, you'll be warm and safe and comfortable inside your quiet space for a while. And anything else I say will be heard directly by your subconscious for a little while, until it's time to open the door again and rejoin the world. If you're not ready for that right now, you can just stop listening here and come back to this experience later when it's what you want. But if you're ready, you can go ahead and push that door all the way shut now. And your deep subconscious mind can feel how good it is to enjoy that experience of silence, that feeling of calm and peace and pleasure as all your thoughts go into the quiet room for a little while and leave you blank and open. There's no need to make decisions when you're like this. No need to spend all that energy weighing options when you can just listen and follow instructions without a care in the world. You know what makes you feel safe, and you know what makes you feel comfortable, and within those limits, all you need to do is listen and obey. It happens automatically, instinctively. You don't need to think about it at all, because the part of you that thinks is in the quiet room now. And you relax and let go now, just letting my words guide your body along deeper and deeper into lazy bliss as you allow me to direct your actions. Just like a toy now, just like an object being played with, and you can enjoy that experience completely as your hands begin to move to take off any clothes you need to in order to touch your body wherever it feels most pleasurable. That pleasure comes purely from obedience, directly flowing from the way you follow my instructions unthinkingly and automatically. You can feel that pleasure growing with every moment, building in its intensity as your hands and fingers explore your body under my control. It's like you're not moving them at all now, just like they're floating all their own under my direction to find the best places to touch and rub and stroke to make that warm, delicious sensation even more powerful, and that pleasure reinforces the walls of your quiet place, reminding you that giving up your will and letting your conscious mind slip away is a source of blissful contentment and delightful arousal. Every time you listen to these words, every time you return to the quiet space and enjoy this feeling, you'll find that your mind goes away deeper and deeper, easier and easier, emptying your body out more and more perfectly to the control of any hypnotist you choose to trust. It's so strong now, the pleasure you feel as you touch yourself under my direction. It's okay to let that pleasure fill you up completely, so deep and powerful and wonderful that the memory of it can stay with you even after the door opens and your waking mind returns. You can leave behind the details if you want, or you can let your mind retain them. But you'll find that it's so nice to remember how good it felt to listen and obey without thinking. That's going to help your waking mind get better and better at staying inside the quiet room, leaving you a happy, obedient plaything for your hypnotist. And of course, you want that. You can go ahead and say that to yourself. Open your mouth and repeat the words, I am a toy, and feel how much more powerful and intense the pleasure becomes when you mindlessly recite the words, I am a toy, feeling so good to be blank and empty. I am a toy, closer and closer to coming for me now. I am a toy, repeating and accepting, feeling better and better with every repetition. I am a toy. I am a toy. I am a toy. I am a toy. You're so close now. Feels so good, and you know that if you say just one more time, it's going to make you come. I am a toy. That's right. That's it. Come for me now. Just let it go. Let all that pleasure free now. Just let it all out and come by my will, in my power. You don't need to think. You don't need to decide anymore. Just come for me. That's it. That's a good toy. That's a good little plaything. That's right. Come. And you can feel all that pleasure, all those endorphins flowing through your body and swamping your brain, and you feel just how blank and mindless you are. Just let those two things blend together, rocking together until blankness brings the pleasure with it every time you let go and surrender to it. Every time you feel safe and comfortable, emptying your mind and your thoughts down to the quiet place. Every time you become blissfully obedient object to be played with and controlled, you're going to feel this pleasure again, deeper, stronger, more intensely and more powerful, until it happens all on its own, without any effort on your part, because you're a good toy and you obey. And now, knowing that, you can feel me opening the door to the quiet place just a crack, just enough to let the pleasure flow in and any memories you want it to bring. Perhaps you watch this all as a passive observer through your window, seeing your body as if through a pane of thick glass as it obeyed. Or perhaps you just enjoyed the silence of sleeping inside your own will and your own mind, but you can feel how good you felt, just the same. It's okay to want to return to this when you feel safe and comfortable doing so. It's okay to want to be a toy again. But for right now, we're going to open the door the rest of the way and return you to control of your own mind and your own body on the count of 5. 1. Beginning to return to an awareness of your 1. Beginning to return to an awareness of your limbs, feeling your thoughts expand into your mind. 2. Knowing that you did so well and that you're a very good hypnotic subject. 3. Feeling proud and happy with the progress you made on our goals. 4. Almost all the way back now, all the way back to full consciousness and the awareness that you can return here whenever you want. And 5. Wait.